doing the mega poll of polls. So what are the others reporting? Some of the other pollsters, what are they saying? Most of them are calling it in favor of the NDA. Some of them, it's a runaway win. Look at Matriz. Matriz has come out and said that there is a 20-seat margin plus minus based on the vote share, but 147 to 167. So it's a clear runaway win this election for the NDA. The INDIA 70 to 90 seats. JSP could break into the metric with 0 to 2 seats, but the others are not getting too much. Now, if you look at the JVC poll, again, 150 seats at the top for the NDA, 88 to 103 mark for the INDIA. But look at the overall average. There are those who believe that the INDIA could breach the 100 mark, but somewhere these numbers are very, very solid for the NDA. Is this now perhaps sealing the fact that the BJP, JDU plus HAM plus LJP is too difficult to beat for the MJP? Look at these numbers, the poll of poll numbers. Overall, if you were to see, the average or the median is about 140 seats for the NDA. Somewhere, if you were to see, the median comes around between the 140, 145 number for the NDA, and for the INDIA or the opposition, the MJP viewers, the number, if you were to look at it, somewhere around 80 seats. 80, 82 seats is what they are saying the MJP will get. Jan Swaraj Party may not open its account if you were to look at the overall aspect, and others, there are others who could draw anywhere between 4 to 5 seats, 3 to 4 seats if you were to look at these numbers. Now, Dainik Bhaskar, People's Insight, JVC poll, Matriz, and of course the News 18 phase 1 projections. Will get you the phase 2 numbers in a bit. Nalin Mehta, your thoughts?
If these numbers hold up, and like Rahul was saying, we have to preface every comment with that, if they do hold up, it kind of is a huge vote of confidence for the Nitish model and for this alliance. And there's a couple of things to be said on that, because Bihar is one of the worst performing states in the country, on both on nominal GDP and on GSDP and on real GSDP. However, so if you look at FDI numbers, if you look at growth numbers, even Jharkhand grows faster than Bihar, right? So what explains this governance model or this political model after 4? One of the things that Bihar has done well, despite having very little investment, like last year it just got FDI of 215 million. There are no jobs in Bihar, but Bihar has very high social sector spending. Bihar spends about half of its revenue receipts on social spending, and that model has been at the heart of the Nitish Kumar model from the beginning, so starting with funding for women and so on and so forth. Yeah. So while the state is unable to enable the conditions for capital investment, for private sector and jobs and all of that, which is why you have the migrant factor which is so big in Bihar. Yeah. For those that remain, the state is providing a safety net which is better than before, and that has got something to do with the other. Otherwise, you would have a massive change. So it's an interesting model, I think. And now with the freebies that have been promised by both sides, the numbers just don't stack up. If the cost of about 60,000 crores, if the Mahagathbandhan's promises are to be fulfilled, and about 36,000 crores of the NDA's promises are to be fulfilled.
No, but so I asked this on the first day of polling as well, Rahul. I mean, isn't this at some level a failure of the political opposition there, that they're not able to make this the number one issue, that there's a lack of jobs, there's a lack of employment opportunities, that young people have to leave, and a lot of young people are talking about that. I mean, why do we have to get out of the state?
I mean, 1 in 4 voters are youth voters in the state, and I've already brought out through the statistics that were collected on the back of a caste survey, if you remember, the economic survey that was conducted in Bihar, that a large number of them are earning less than 6,000 rupees. It's a hugely remittance economy. Everyone is sort of out of the state. There are no jobs to be had, hardly any industry. But the fact of the matter is, if you've got one leader who is a challenger talking about SIR and another one talking about bread and butter issues, and both of them are not being able to marry what they believe should be the common narrative, you've got a problem. Fundamentally, a day before polling, you have Rahul Gandhi talking about Haryana and vote chori in Haryana. Look at the message that is going out. Look at PK, for instance, and someone mentioned that they didn't even have a manifesto out. So fundamentally, you have a problem where I think the voter is saying that, look, better the devil we know. We're better off with one lot.
In elections,
let's stick with them. We don't quite know what we're going to face on the other side. I mean, that's my only.
But
this
Rahul,
is the
we know in
credibility of
elections, we know in the applied side of politics, in elections, it is not manifesto, but it's money that matters. And for the first time
No, I
in
mean,
Bihar,
we can't
money has
constantly-
come in
Money,
a, let me
not
complete.
manifesto.
Bihar, money has come in a big way, both informal way or in a formal way also. 10,000 rupees going to women, of course, it is also, perhaps would, if these numbers hold true, would be a game changer. It's a different thing. I can always comment that it took 20 years for people to realize that, the women deserve, 10,000 rupees, or women deserve, or, the economy deserves that makhana and makai they were talking about. What was Nitish Kumar doing for 20 years? If,
No, but that's also a question to the opposition. Okay. No, I mean, if nothing has happened, why are they not able to pin it on him?
I think Tejashwi, who's the face of the opposition in Bihar, made constantly from the day one kept making that Berozgari, unemployment as a major issue. You can mock Rahul Gandhi and go on, but Rahul Gandhi was making a very different point.
That there was a period of time when Mr. Tejashwi Yadav, not so long ago, was in power.
No, it's like
I mean,
saying
why
that.
didn't he in 20 days create this massive...
I have an important question to ask. Irrespective of whether people bought it or not, if the result is true, Rashid, what does this mean for Rahul Gandhi? Now, after 2024, then this would be the third big reverse, right? You would have Haryana, you would have Maharashtra, and now Bihar. What does it mean for Rahul Gandhi and this whole campaign of vote chori and all of that, right? What does it mean really?
See, first of all, I think it is wrong and very casual to link, such issues to, outcome. We have first past the post system, and that verdict is acceptable. But the verdict doesn't mean that it would end all those allegations on some of them are very
He
serious
himself
nature.
is saying that the Yuva must vote on this issue.
Absolutely. But if Yuvas have not voted, that doesn't mean the issue is settled.
No,
See,
sir, it is not that, sir.
Free and fair elections are very important.
May I very humbly present a sporting analogy?
Yeah.
Right. Sir, you don't take a tennis racket to a cricket match. Whatever is the pitch and whatever is the issue there, you have to use the instrument that works there. Correct.
But the umpire need not be Shakur Rana.
No, and you don't. No, it is not even. What's the point? No, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point?
He just took a cricket bat to a tennis match.
I remember Tribune had a headline that Javed Yadav given LBW in Pakistan.
No, but how does it matter who the umpire is when you yourself have taken a tennis racket to a cricket match? So that's simple. That's the point.
There's a serious question here. Not just about Rahul, but also about Tejashwi. This would be the second election he would have lost, and this is Lahu's last thing, right? What does it mean for RJD? Because RJD is a family-held party. We've seen what's happened to Shiv Sena and so on post Bal Thackeray. Now Lalu is still around, but if this result is there, does it change things for RJD?
Okay, this was saying something, and then Rahul Verma.
Advani, they formed party BJP in 1980. They came to power in 1996 for 13 days. So these political parties, you see,
you need to have a plan.
I want to go back to the original question: is why did it take 20 years for all of this to happen? The point is that in 2000, after 2005, when Nitish came to power around 2008 or around about 10, there were a huge number of stories that were done on the massive growth rate that Bihar's economy has suddenly shown. It had beat Gujarat and everything. The point was that the baseline was so low that whatever it showed an 11% growth rate, whereas a developed state like Gujarat, it was at 3% or 4%, and it was doing, of course, far better. But these are things that were being compared.
Yeah,
and
not
there's
absolute
apples
numbers,
and
but percentages.
This is your tennis and cricket ball here.
Yeah.
So it took some time, and the point is that if an opposition that was being made out to be the percussor of a jungle raj, so to speak, if they build up a campaign on jobs, etc., there is a degree of trust that is required, right? That was not getting. When I spoke to women, and I said, look, Nitish Kumar is not extremely well. There's a lot of gossip and talk going around that, BJP will remove him, halfway through his this thing. So do you still believe that he will give? He said, they said he will give. Otherwise, Modi ji will give. But Lalten will not give, we know it.
We know it. So there is a hedging of the risk in terms of the trust factor.
So there was a level of debate that had to be crossed.
We'll go to that after Rahul Verma speaks. He's been putting his hand up and we've not given him a chance.
So just quickly 2 points. I think let's not reduce the election outcome to money, because if money can help, but if that was the only thing, then Jagan Mohan shouldn't have lost, Naveen Patnaik should not have lost, and incumbents would not lose, right? So I think if BJP or NDA comes back to power, I think it would be a combination of factors. Second point, I think Tejashwi did try to, at the end, make unemployment, jobs, palayan an issue. But the problem is two things. One, he came at that very last moment without any plan, and it's just like throw a number, right? You should have shown that there is a serious commitment to the unemployment issue, and you should have done some sort of like math to it. It become more problematic because of Prashant Kishore's continuous attack. That this person has not studied, even after being Chief Minister's son, he cannot have a plan, right? So what the challenge Tejashwi or even Nalin, what was he was pointing out with family parties is that they have both an advantage, which is that they get a legacy, so they have a 30% vote to begin with, but they also carry the burden of that legacy.
Right.
Right?
Prisoner of
Yeah.
it.
See, I'll be
honest.
I'll be honest. This time around, didn't go to Bihar, but I met Biharis in New Zealand. I met Biharis here in Noida. I met Biharis in Bangalore. You know, 2-3 things which was common across all, you know, thousands of miles apart, and this one. One, बाढ़ का कुछ कीजिए. बाढ़ का solution कौन देगा? हमको जितना the move displacement because of floods which is happening is an issue. Nobody has spoken about it, and find a solution for that was a core issue. Not many parties raised it. Second thing they said, कुछ लोग 20 साल से एक जगह से उनका घर का constituency है, पर घर से गंगा पार जो है, they could not build a पुलिया. This puliya has been built by Nitish and Modi. Then Patna में airport, Purnia में airport. हमने जिंदगी में we didn't even dream, did not even dream that this is going to happen. So if they can do this, and the last one, 10,000 रुपया दिया है. So this came from the ground also, that अगर पैसा दिया है तो उसका हिसाब जो कहते हैं ना नून का हिसाब, जो नमक का हिसाब. That will have to be. That came from Arunima was also talking about that. Even on ground, there were people who said the same thing. But this came from a collective Bihari sentiment. That was the other.
Sandeep
Yeah,
Shastri
yeah.
was.
Sandeep Shastri ji, yes, sir.
Finally you came to me.
That is the reason why. This is Anand here. That's the reason why we request you and urge you to come and join us in the studio. Sometimes there are so many in the studio, we forget there is somebody outside. Please go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Your thoughts on these numbers so far?
Yeah, I think if the numbers which you have just now discussed is what we will see on Friday, I think it's very clear that the Mahagathbandhan was not able to get its act together. The Congress was clearly the weak link in that alliance. There was no meeting of minds, no similarity of voice in the campaign. And on the other hand, NDA had a very, very well developed campaign. No Chief Minister candidate officially announced. The BJP led with the prime ministerial phase. The JDU led with its leader. And I think it worked for both the parties. The JDU supporters saw their leader in their campaign. The BJP went ahead with its campaign with the Prime Minister's phase. The LJP was not a negative link for the JDU this time. And I think